Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Insane Gorilla here. Welcome to What If Deku was a fallen from destiny. Now go and watch Insane. No, not Insane. Go and watch Orc Slayer What Ifs. He's done a fallen What If himself, and he does do a fantastic job of what he does with his What Ifs. Anyway, go and watch his one. His one's a lot better than mine. Anyway, as some of you do know, I have done two videos on a hive what if. I'm still trying to figure out what to do for that one, because I have redone it. Well, a few times. The recent one of that one I'm just sitting on for a bit, because I've only come up with one bit of it. Sorry. So if any of you guys are waiting for that to come back out again, I haven't forgot it. I'm just out of ideas for it. So if you guys have any ideas for that one, I'll gladly pick it up again and do it for you. But I'm doing this one because I have sort of started a book on the Fallen, sort of making my own characters and that. So I'm sort of going to have my own characters, what I've made from that to go into this. So yeah. Where we first start off with this is that Deku is, well, obviously, Deku. He has, well, he's a member of a fallen house that is small, very, very small, as he is at the moment only of the age of 5, as his father and the guards that they are with all, well, huddle around a small fireplace. Deku's dad is a captain, and the captain has a grey uniform with 3 red marks with a head in the middle. What he says is a fearsome creature they humans call a wolf. And so the house gets called not the House of Wolves, because they'll be copying something, another faction of the Fallen. They're going to be known as the Fang. The Grey Fangs. As the Grey Fangs are sort of a secretive fallen group. They have alliances with several fallen groups themselves. As they arrived on Earth, well, same time as the Kings and Devils do. The Kings they don't fuck with at all because they're too afraid of them. Well, and plus you can't attack something that you can't find. But the Devils they love to screw with. Deku's father would often make tons of tracks leading into different areas where he would set up booby traps. So every time the Fallen grab a lot of equipment, ether rations, weapons, and all that, they would just hightail it to a area filled with booby traps and go over the walls as the devils run in and get blown to Kingdom Come. As in killed, as in blown up. As Deku is still 5, one day another fallen house finds the White Fang, well, the Grey Fangs, as they get into a bit of a scuffle. Now, they start a full-out battle for some territory, but with the Grey Fangs not being much of a brawling unit, well, brawling for a fallen house that is full of brawlers, the White Fang keep to the shadows, and they only come out of the shadows when they need to. So, like if a fallen house is encroaching on their territory, they fight. And, well, this is when it turns out that the fallen house they are fighting with is a big house. As tons more fallen appear from the shadows of a broken town, as dozens of them appear firing at the White Fang. Because the White Fang were actually, well, they're not centralized, they're always moving. Kind of like a nomadic tribe. They always keep moving, and they don't sit in one place for very long. Not unless they want to get killed. They do have a few splices and, well, like some sort of mechanical group with them. There's a lot of, well, the mechanics create shanks and upgraded shanks to fire rapidly. As they, well, continue having a shootout, as one of the houses that the Grey Fangs were aligned to actually turn up to give them a bit of a hand. As they fire on this group of fallen, as they eventually retreat. Unfortunately, the Grey Fangs took a heavy hit. Only the women and children survived, with Deku's father giving his life in the battle. As the Grey Fangs go with this other house, as this house is called the. I'm gonna make one up. The Grey. The. Uh, they're called the Raves. They're called the Raves. The Wraiths. If you watched my Halo What If, that's the name I gave Uraraka for her Spartan name. Because I made it what if Deku was a Spartan. Go watch that out. You'll understand why I gave her the name. Anyway, as they say they take all the civilians, a Baron that was with them walked over to Deku's father, and she got his final words as he says, "Take cloak to son and mate." As she agrees, as the Baroness agrees, saying you fought honourably, warrior, rest in peace, as she closes Deku's Deku's father's eyes, as she walks off with his cloak, as she passes it to Inko and Midoriya. Well, and Deku, basically. As she says, well, as Inko says, where's husband. As the Baroness says, husband dead, killed, as she passes her the cloak, saying he wanted you to have this. As she just passes it to her, then just walks off, saying, "We'll take you into ours. From this day forth, you'll become raves." As Deku keeps hold of his father's cloak, as they do a lot of things in the Fallen Society. When they get to the raves, hideout, the raves greet them with open hostility at first, as the Baroness said, "Hold it. They are with us now. They are new. They lost all of their fighters." As a lot of them sort of chuckle and say, "What a weak house. We thought you guys were stealthy, not stupid." There's one of the females from the grey fangs sort of snarls and saying, "Watch it. At least our husbands and fathers knew what they were doing and didn't and learned to keep their mouths shut." There's a lot as hostilities start to grow again. There's eventually a Kel of sorts walks out to split it up, as they all, give a bow, saying Kel of Raves, or Kel of Wraiths, as the Kel just says, "Enough, I do not want to hear it. These people are starving and most probably need help, so treat them with a bit of respect." As he greets them fully into his house, saying, "I'm sorry for the bad reception. If I knew this was going to turn out ugly like this, I would have been here much earlier." As he bows, saying, "I am sorry." As they get settled in and start working, along with the other civilians. As Deku keeps his father's cloak, even though his mother has changed her the grey fangs stuff for the wraiths colours and that. As Deku says, "No, I'm keeping my father's colours on." As he becomes, the last grey fang, eventually meeting up with a few other kids who don't really mind him, as they sort of hang out, work together, get to know each other a lot better. As a few more months pass, Deku was picks up a load of materials to take from point A to point B to get processed. As he sort of works overtime and gets paid a bit of extra ether from his supervisor, who says, "Good job, you earned this. You work harder than others, so extra ether for you." I think he says thank you and leaves. As a bunch of others look at him saying, "Ugh." are worse than Dreg, gets more ether than us just for working harder. We work twice as hard as him, so why should he get all the glory and all the ether? As they say, as one of them says, let's just go and take it from him. As they find a secluded spot and drag him in and basically say, give us the ether or you're dead. Nobody wants a grey fang around here because all you guys are trash. As they sort of, get prepared, Deku has, what, 2 arms because he hasn't got the other 2 yet. As he holds on to the ether rations, as he holds one hand up saying, bring it. Eventually, they just, after a few minutes, beat him to an absolute pulp. As a guard quickly runs in and says, hey, what's all this for? As he grabs Deku and drags him off, puts him behind him, as he fends off the others who say he insulted us, so we're teaching him a lesson. As the guard says, yeah, it looked like he was real threatening. Now get out of here before I throw you behind bars. As they leave with some of the ether rations. The guard looking at Deku, saying, are you alright? As he just says, yeah, I'm fine. Just because I worked a lot harder and earned it. As the guard says, what, earned a beating or earned ether rations? As Deku said, I earned a bit more ether rations than everybody else. Just because I was doing the tasks nobody else was willing to do. So I just got on with it, and my supervisor said I earned it. How is it that they think they are more superior? Just because what? They're part of the house? Where's the honor? Where's the pride that I was always brought up on? Honor and pride. As the guard says, I don't know, but here, let's get you back home. As he was acting rather nice towards Deku because he knows that the kid didn't really deserve it. As they walk off to Deku's holdings, or housing, should I say. As Deku's mother walks back in from a job she was doing, to see that there's a fallen vandal in her home, and she says, can I help you? As the vandal just turns around and says, sorry, I didn't want to disturb you, but I just had to get your son out of very bad trouble with a bunch of youngsters who were, beating him. From what he says, he earned a bit more ether rations for doing jobs that nobody else wanted to do. So they decided to beat him to a pulp, and it looks like they stole 3/4 of the ether rations that he got. So there's barely enough for both of you. I'm sorry, but I can't do anything about it. Considering he's wearing the colours of the grey fang, we can't. I can't administer punishment to them for he wears colours of the grey fang. I'm sorry, but this is the rule. As he walks off, again saying, I apologise, and I will not disturb you again. As he well, walks out the door. Inko has got some ether herself, so she has half, and her son has half. As Izuku, well, as Deku just says, I'm sorry, Ma. I'm sorry, Ma, but I couldn't defend myself very well. As she says, that's alright. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. As Deku nods, saying, yeah, but I could have done something to defend myself. As she just reaches over, pats him on the back of the head, saying, it's alright. You'll get your own back on him. After a few more days, well, after a few more years, Deku is actually unloading some supplies from a ship that landed carrying some ether rations, some building material, well, some stuff to create ether, some building materials, and a lot of scrap. As it, as the well, not an Archon, yeah, an Archon appears. An Archon and a priest from a different fallen house. As this is a major fallen house, as both of them appear, there's a lot of open hostility between both sides. As they sort of chuckle and laugh, as they say in their own, as they just say, so you guys openly treat people as hostile, even though there's just two of us. Wow. Warm reception. Don't you think, brother? As the priest, well, as the Archon says to the priest, as the priest just says, oh, these people, they need spiritual guidance from from a servitor, from a god servitor. As eventually the Archon, well, the Kel from the Wraiths, walks out saying, what do you two want? And he is shorter than these guys. Maybe he's taller than a captain, but just barely taller than a captain. As the Archon and the priest look down at him and laugh, saying, where's your Kel? If your Kel believes that this is a worthy reception of two high ranking fallen, I am sorely disappointed. Or we are sorely disappointed. As the Kel says, I am the Kel. As they look down at him and laugh even harder, saying, so the Kel is barely tall enough than a captain. Wow. This is even more of an insult to us both. As he simply asks, which faction are you from? So we can get this dealing over and done with. As they say, devils. As everybody gets their weapons up, as they say, what do House of Devils want? As they say, we want you to join us. No conditions. On you get 0 conditions. We have all the cards, you have none. As the Kel of the House of Wraiths says, "Get lost. We don't take orders from House Devils. We keep ourselves to ourselves. Devils do their business, we do ours, so get out of here. We don't take orders, and we will not join you." As the Devil Priest and Archon get annoyed with them snarling, as they say, "You will obey House Devil with zero questions, or we bring army here, or we bring entire house here to crush you." As the Kell of House Wraith just says, "Bring 'em here then, and we'll be long gone before you guys even get back. So go and shove your own. Go and shove your own pride somewhere else. We don't need it." As he backs off, and they all go back to what they were doing. As the Archon and Priest leave, saying, "You have made a terrible mistake." As the Kell just simply says quietly to everybody, "Pack up immediately, we're leaving." As everybody pitches in, as they leave. Finally finding a place within a city that has long been since abandoned, filled to the brim with good scrap, as there's a forest nearby. As House Wraith begins to set up their new base of operations, another year passes, and now Deku is old enough to actually start going on patrols, but he has no gun experience, so he asks for some lessons in shooting. Nobody would take him on, as he finds his childhood friends, as they are also looking for somebody to teach them. As he shouts for one of them, saying, Darby, Muscular, and Uraraka. I couldn't think of anything else, and Uraraka just came up into my head. As all of them turn to look at him, saying, "How you doing?" Looking for somebody to teach you how to shoot as well. As he says, "Yeah." As they all say, "Yeah, we're looking for somebody as well, but we just can't find anyone." There's eventually a vandal walks over and says, "You wish to learn how to shoot, yes?" As they look over and say, "Yes, we're looking for someone to teach us how to shoot a weapon." As the vandal puts his hands together and rubs them, says, "Right." Sorry about that, guys. As the vandal just rubs his hands together, saying, "Good. Follow me, and I teach you how to fire weapons, yes? Find class you fit under, yes?" As they all, leave, as they find the weapons that they'll be using, As they all use the pistols, at first, Deku finds well, not a shrapnel rifle, but one of the fallen main, assault weapons that fires 3 shots. He finds one of them and uses it for a while. As this vandal notices Deku using it and sees the colours, as he says, "You, House of, well, Grey, House of Grey Fangs, you, yes? Come here." As Deku walks up to him, with rifle in hand, as the Vandal says, "You not changed colors. Why?" As Deku just says, "I'm honoring my father, who was a captain of the Grey Fang, and this is the only thing I have to remember him by." As the Drake says, "You are Dreg House of House Wraith House of Wraith now, yes? Change colors before you get deployed. Others do not like House of Grey Fangs due to their secretive nature, yes?" As Deku says, "I'm sorry, but I will not. They can hate me all they want." As they finally get deployed, and this is against the Hive. As they get sent to a place against the Hive, as they say, as the captain of the group says, "We search area for scrap. We do not linger long. Devils and Hive might be in area." As they, saunter along, finding valuable scrap and little resistance, only one patrol of Hive to deal with. And the battle goes like this: Deku and the dregs get him in the battle line as the captain stands at the back with 3 dregs in between him and 3 vandals in between the dregs and him. As the fallen captain says, "Fire," as they do, the Hive get taken down relatively quickly, but due to them rushing at the fallen, the the thralls got shot to pieces pretty quick, as the acolytes took a little bit longer to try and kill, along with the knight at the back, who was firing his boomer weapon over to the fallen. As 2 of the vandals get killed, and the captain gets injured, as the knight finally gets killed due to Deku wandering off around the side, taking his Kakuri taking a Kakuri that he picks up along the way, and just slices the head clean off of the well, clean off of the hive's shoulders, as the acolytes are finally eliminated. As Deku walks out, he regroups with everybody else as they, move on, finding a shop and rummaging through it, finding a few things. Deku finds a few grenades as he lifts them up, saying, "Captain, found grenades." As the Vandal snatches them, saying, "I'll take those." As the Vandal is then shot in the head. As they all look over to see where the shot came from, as 4 people stand up, wearing helmets, as the captain shouts, "Ghouls, run!" As they all scatter in different directions. The captain is taken out by another by by 2 of the guardians with 2 sniper rifles. As Deku makes a run for it, he heads into a direction that he is doesn't know very well. As one of them gives chase, as one of the guardians gives chase, as the others just go after the other ones. As Deku sort of takes a sharp corner and runs into a dead end, as the guardian comes up behind him, saying, as the guardian comes up behind him, as as she says, "Gotcha now. Nowhere left for you to run." As Deku turns around and does an unfallen thing, throws down his weapons, and puts his hands up. As she is slightly confused by this, as she walks closer to him and asks him a question. "Why surrender? You could just always fight me." As Deku just replies in his fallen tongue, saying, "Why fight? I'm vastly outmatched by superior skills." As she has a translation from her ghost, but obviously Deku can't hear it because he's in a helmet. As he says, "Guardian, he's saying, why fight somebody who's vastly superior in combat skills? And he doubts you'll ever last 5 seconds." As she says, "You're right, you won't," as she puts her gun away. And before she says anything else, he grabs a Kakuri and runs her through. As he picks up his weapons, flips open a sewer lid and jumps down. As the other guardians turn up, as one of them shouts, Sue you?" as he runs towards her, as the ghost revives her. Deku is also taking the Kokiri out of her head as he ran. And she gets up and screams, "Fuck I let my guard down. And Ghost, did you get any pictures? As he said, no, I didn't. As she says, God damn it, and smacks a wall, breaking it. As Deku finally regroups with the others after covering his tracks, saying to himself, phew, that was a close one. Good job that she was, well, stupid enough to believe the words of a fallen. And people say I'm stupid. That one was worse. As he moves on to find other fun, well, as he finds the others, as they say, what the hell happened? As he said, I just rammed a ghoul through with my kakuri. As they say, cool. Did they stay down? As he says, don't know. Don't know if they did or not. The captain seemed to know what the ghouls were, and if they terrify him, then you know that they don't stay down for long. I have a feeling. As a few more years pass, Deku gets slightly bigger. He eventually has his lower arms undocked, along with the others, Darby and Darby Muscular twice, who they met along the way, and Uraraka. As Deku gets split off into a different group, along with Uraraka and Twice, as they all get scattered into different areas. Deku still along with Uraraka and Twice, stay on Earth for a bit as they do some more missions. After a few months with a, well, Baroness, she gives them a mission to go and scout this area. As they go and see what's up. As they don't see anything out of the ordinary, Deku just says, how about this? As he points to an area saying, I go and scout. I'm Grey Fang. I'm a Grey Fang, so I can get into the shadows pretty quickly. Okay, yes, I still slightly stick out, but not to that extent. As the captain he was with, not saying okay then, but be careful. We don't know if there's any ghouls around. Which is when Deku runs out and climbs up a building. As he sees a group of fallen from the House of Devils get wiped out by a single ghoul. As he pulls out some sort of binoculars, as he transmits back saying, ghouls spotted! Fighting House of Devils. Wait, scratch that. House of Devils have just been wiped out by one single ghoul. Haven't been spotted yet. As well, as the captain says, okay, get back here as quick as you can. We're gonna leave the area. As Deku says, just replies saying, wait one. Wait, hold for a second. Oh, Scrappy's, I've been spotted. You guys go, I'll drag him away. As Deku leaps off the building, running in an opposite direction as the others run in a different one, darting into buildings to take cover as the ghoul, as the not ghoul, as the guardian. Well, as the guardian just runs after Deku. It turns out to be Suyu again, screaming, "Get back here, you nuisance! I I need to get my own back on you for last time." As Deku shouts in Elixni, saying, "Yeah, right, you useless idiot. Everybody knows you shouldn't just go towards a guy and put your weapon down. What kind of moron are you?" As the ghost translates, saying, "You do not want to know what he's saying about you right now." And she gets pissed and fires her hand cannon. A lot of the bullets miss Deku by literal hairs, as the next one smacks him square in the leg. As he sort of screeches, as he hops along, as Suyu finally gets up to the building where he was, and they have a little scrap. Eventually, a last city patrol finds her as she has a scrap with the Fallen. As they all get ready to take aim, as Deku sees this and grabs her and throws her in front of him, as they fire, shooting directly into Suyu, as one of them says, hold fire, god damn it, you just hit the Guardian." As Deku runs towards them, well, limps towards them as fast as he can, as he then throws Suyu on top of two of them, slices, kills another two, then kills the two that have had Suyu on him, as he takes the other guy hostage. As he knocks him out and goes back into the sewer, dragging him along with him. Eventually popping out of another sewer a few miles away and limping back to his compatriots after bandaging up his leg. Now, all of them being slightly worried about him, as Uraraka twice and Darby say they're going to go out and look for him, as they say, as a form says, "Friendly spotted," as they let Deku in, as they see he is dragging a unconscious man as a transmission comes in, saying, "This is Tenya Ida. Group 5, come in. Group 5, come in. Aizawa, please respond. Hello? Aizawa, are you there?" As they quickly take off Aizawa's headpiece and crush it. And that's all I'm going to do for today. I had a bit of time before somebody turned up, before people turn up today. And I was bored anyway, so I decided to make a video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. And as I said, go and watch Orc Slayer What Ifs. He does a better job than I do with the Fallen. And plus, his one's going to be a lot better than mine. I'm rather rubbish at this. Going to be rather rubbish at this, because I'm going to try my best not to copy his one. There'll be a few things here and there that actually are from his, which I do not want to constantly copy other people's ideas. But hey, as I said, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you have any ideas for the Hive one that I'm doing, I'd be more than happy to hear it. And this is Insane Gorilla signing out for a while. Bye.